What's up, guys? Matthew Palumbo here, Director of Training for Stinger Solution. And on today's workshop, I want to show you how to unlock the full potential of your Stinger Horizon Source Unit. Yeah, when it comes to these Horizon Source Units, they have so much more than just your typical big screen infotainment unit. You know, what we're going to unlock for you today is accessory control, which is the controlling of external accessories like light bars or heated seats, etc. We also have a widgets section on our Horizon 12 units, as well as RGB lighting control on both the 10 and 12. And lastly, we can even tie in directly to audio control DSPs. It is really, really cool. Stay tuned to check out the rest. So when it comes to accessory control, the Horizon Source Units have 4 outputs. When we look at the accessory control tab, all we have to do is tap that, and you'll see we have our 4 different outputs right here. Now, I've already gone through and labeled these as well as changed their logos, but you can actually do it yourself. If we go into setup for this item, so this, I have my strip lights. I can go in here and change the name of the accessory if I wanted to. I can also go in and change the icon. Now, one of the things I think is really cool is not only do you have all these different icons to choose from, if none of these fit the accessory that you're going to be controlling, you can actually add your own by placing it onto a USB thumb drive and then tapping this little plus symbol here to upload it into the system. Now, same goes for all of your accessory outputs. Not only can you change their names and their icons, you can also change the behavior of the accessory. So in this case, if I want it to be a latched on and off output, like I would for, say, some strip lights, I can leave it on/off. If I was doing something like, say, a air horn, I would want to make sure that this was a hold to operate. Right? So now every time I press air horn, it's only going to put an output out that wire if I'm holding the actual button itself. The other option that you have is flashing. So if you have a device connected that you do want to have a constant on-off switched pulse going to it so that it is flashing, you can do that as well. So for example, here we've set up a air horn, we've set up some heated seats, we've set up rock lights and strip lights. And again, you can control these and use these any which way you like. Now, these can be used with anything from a standard single pole, double throw, Bosch style automotive relay, or if you really want to make it easy on yourself, you could use the Stinger switch hub. The switch hub is a solid state 4-output relay, and you could connect the triggers from your Horizon unit into the switch hub and have it controlled that way as well. So once the accessory control is set up, we're going to go out and let's just say we are on the radio or something along those lines. We can also have our accessories ready to go right here at the bottom. So I just turned on my strip lights, I turned on my rock lights, turned on my heated seat, and you'll notice the air horn is only active while I touch it because this is a momentary output. And just like that, you're able to control all your accessories right from your Stinger Horizon. So when it comes to the bigger screen size of the Horizon 12 unit, and in this case, we have it set up vertically, as you can see, in kind of this cool little custom center console. What it does is gives you a whole lot more screen real estate. And what are we going to do with all that screen real estate? Well, in this case, we can have our screen widgets portion. So down here at the bottom, we have quick access to all of our favorite apps. And of course, you can go in and set these up. So if we go into our settings, and under the top here, we have all these different options. If we are on user, we have one that says quick access widget. So when I tap that, you have your whole host of different source options and assignable options, and you can assign any of those to your quick access widget down here at the bottom. Now, besides that, once I have those all set up, here we are on the radio, we're listening to the radio, and maybe I want to quickly go into my audio settings or options. I have that set up on my widget tab. So all I have to do is tap that down here at the bottom, and it takes me right into my audio settings, just like I wanted. I'll get back out of that. Also down here at the bottom, not only do you have your quick access widgets, we can slide sideways, and we also have things like quick access to our phone or CarPlay. We have subwoofer volume, so that's right, you could actually have sub volume up all the time. Maybe this changes your mind on whether you need to have a bass knob installed or not. But basically what will happen here is regardless of what source, maybe I switch to USB, my subwoofer volume is still going to be controllable at all times because it's always there in the widget screen. Now remember, you could put the widgets away as well if you don't want to have those showing. They don't have to be. But let's scroll through our widgets here. And remember, here's our 4 accessories. So if I had heated seats, an air horn, some rock lights, and a strip light, I can easily control those while playing USB or whatever it is that I want to do up here at the top. There we go. And my widgets kind of go away once I get into more full screen viewing mode. If I tap this again, it's going to bring back up my controls for the video I was watching, but also bring back up my widgets. If I go back to the home screen, you'll see here the home screen is kind of shrunk a little bit, and all of my widgets are right down here at the bottom. So just one more usable feature of the Horizon series, and one more way that we make great use of the extra screen real estate on a big 12.8-inch display. Now, when it comes to aftermarket enthusiast lighting, Stinger has lots of different options from either our Stinger Enlighten brand of lighting or Racesport Color Trail lighting. The beautiful part is the Horizon series of units can actually control either one. So you'll notice right on the screen here, we have Enlighten RGB. It's also set up in my quick access widgets. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that. And you'll see that in this custom center console, we've got some cool dynamic RGB lighting patterns going through right now. Now, what if I want to just change that to a standard color? I can just tap anywhere on the screen here, and I can choose from these pre-selected colors. There's green, there's blue, white, orange, red. You can even choose your own color right from the color wheel. So as I tap around the color wheel here or drag my finger, you'll notice the color changing as well. The other neat part is if I want to custom tune the color and really fine tune it, I have my red, green, and blue controls here. So maybe this blue color is not quite what I was hoping for. I can also adjust those from here. So let me tone down the blue a little bit and see what we end up with. So we can control everything right from here. Right, so now we have a little bit lighter blue. We can also go in and adjust our brightness directly from the screen. Turn it down, turn it up. I can also turn this completely off or back on. So just like that, you're able to control any of your strip lights, ambient lighting, your rock lights, your whips, your underbody kit, anything like that from the Stinger Enlighten series of lighting or Racesport Color Trail. So when it comes to controlling your audio, the Horizon series of source units from Stinger really stand out from the crowd. These units come native loaded with the DM Smart DSP app and DM Control from Audio Control. So if you're using an Audio Control D-Series amplifier or the DM810 standalone DSP, you actually don't need a laptop or a tablet. You can do everything right from here. So you'll see that this is not a watered down version of the software. This is the full DSP software. So right here, we're able to see that we are connected to the DM810. We also do have our little indicator light on showing us that we are indeed connected. Now to do this, you're going to use one of the 3 USB ports on the back of your Horizon unit. You're going to want to use one of the USB-A connections to connect to your DSP. And if I bring up my volume here, we can actually see that I do have some signal coming in. There we go. So we can actually see the signal actively working through the system. I'll bring the volume back down. We can go into our output view, and I do have all of my controls. I have my EQ with the RTA in the background again. So we can see it actually overlays the RTA over the EQ. And I can come in and make changes as I wish. So I'll go in here and make some EQ changes. I can tap on these little bubbles, drag them down. Now this is in graphic mode. We do also have parametric. So you've got a 10-band parametric EQ. This is not a DSP training, but do want you to see all of the different options available here from crossover to time correction, AccuBase. You even have the ability to enable all-pass filters. So we do have up to 2 all-pass filters per channel. We can go back to our dashboard view and see a summary of our settings and our changes that we've made. And then if we want to lock these into a preset, we're just pressing and holding up there in the corner. Now that's a quick overview of the DM Smart DSP portion, but what about for the consumer? Obviously, once you're done tuning that system, you probably don't want the consumer getting into that app. You have a couple of choices. The app is able to be password protected. It comes from the factory password protected, but you could change it. You could also go into your settings and your installer settings, more apps, and you could just turn that app off. Now on our home screen, DM Smart DSP just doesn't show up at all. On the other side of that, though, we do have DM Control. DM Control is a very basic app. It's consumer facing, meaning this is meant for the end user to have. And what this does is gives us just essentially an ACR3 remote control on our screen. So this is going to give us our DSP presets down at the bottom, and then this will give us our sub control or center channel control or whatever you've configured it to be on the main knob. So with those two apps integrated in there, you really have full control over an audio controlled DSP amplifier, or any of our DSP products, and you do not need a laptop, tablet, or smartphone to do all of your setup and control. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully you learned a little something today and learned how to unlock the full potential from your Stinger Horizon source unit. For more information on the Stinger Horizon series or any Stinger products or brands, be sure to check out stingersolutions.com. I'm Matthew Palumbo from Stinger. Thanks so much for your time. See you on the next one.